Hello and welcome to Price Island and Fan TV. Ali here. I don't know how to feel after that game. Somebody tell me how to feel. Should I feel happy we got back from 2-1 to 2-2 and relieved, or frustrated that we let that position from 1-0 go? I'm going to start with the frustration at letting that position of 1-0 go, because I felt like our game management was terrible today. Both at both ends. Ismaila Sarr missed a couple of glaring chances, and I think if he played that game 99 times, he couldn't play as badly. At the back, did Guéhi need to make that run? Listen, I get what people are saying, because that's the way we play, and that is the way we play, and I love Guéhi making those runs from left-sided centre-back, but we were been so good at the back that if we just kept it tight, you felt like we could have seen that through. But also, people saying that Nketiah shouldn't have given the ball away. And listen, I've mentioned Ismaila Sarr and Nketiah now. I think one thing that's abundantly clear now is that I'm not going to use the word replaced, because you're never going to replace Elise, but we've not compensated for the loss of Elise. We've not found the right-sided 10 that could at least help us move forward properly in this system. Because neither... and by the way, I like Sarr. I think on the whole, I like him. He brings a different dimension. Even today, his pace brings a different dimension, and the way he plays off the shoulder of defenders. And he's had better moments than today, and hasn't really had a clear run yet. But neither him or Nketiah, and to be fair to Nketiah, he is just not a 10. Outright not a 10. It's not his position. He's a striker. Okay? We've neither been convincing in that role. I'm going to use a comparison here. Bournemouth lose Dominic Solanke. Within days, they line up and replace Solanke with Ivan Nilsson from Porto, and it's paying off for them. Us, in comparison, we've used this scattergun approach of Dougie Freeman's 2022 notebook for Sarr. Nketiah, is he a 10? Is he not a 10? It's not working, is it? It's quite clearly not working, and it is costing us at the moment. It's cost us today, to be honest. I think if we'd had more productive players on the right and the left of that, I think we win that game, and it's that simple. Let me know your thoughts. Have we found the right-sided 10? Linked with a player from Millwall over the last week or so. It looks like that search for the right-sided 10 goes on, and it needs to go on. Glasner's rating. Let's go with Glasner's rating. I give him a 7. I toy between a 6 and a 7. The reason I went with a 7 is because of the cards he's been dealt with, the injuries. He's lost the quality of Eze, he's lost the quality of Wharton, he's not got Jefferson Lerma, and I think this team selection, he couldn't have done anything else really. He went with the same side that finished at Villa plus Sarr, which obviously didn't work out, but he went with that momentum. I think for me, Kamada played quite well first half. If you look at his stats in the first half, that's probably some of the best stats he's had all season. Not so good in the second half. What I would say is he has definitely become the official scapegoat. I've seen more people calling him out on social media than Ismaila Sarr, and that's not fair. I mean, as I said, I don't think it was good in the second half, but it does seem a bit overboard, some of the criticism of Kamada at times. But look, and as I said, he does have his weaknesses at the moment, and he's adapting to a new league, but I just feel like today there are other performances that can be called out more than Kamada's. But listen, where you could question Glasner today was the substitutes, and the reason why that's fair is if Roy Hodgson had made those substitutes, he would have been vilified for his negativity. I will defend the Klein coming on, because again, people talk about Manos as that right-sided 10 to finish the game. I applauded it against Villa, and I applaud it again because Al-Nouri was the biggest threat. That left-hand side of the Wolves was a big threat all game. Al-Nouri is the wing-back that we need. He plays the kind of balls that we need. So what he did, he loads up that right-hand side with basically 3 right-backs. He's got Chalobah right-sided centre-back. He's got Klein right wing-back, and he's got Manos as the right-sided 10. And he's closed down that threat, which he did. He nullified that threat. The sub that you can question is Schlupp coming on instead of a youngster. Now, my biggest issue with it is stop pretending in the press conferences that we're going to use the youngsters. He actually said in the pre-match press conference, oh, it's a great opportunity for the young players to come in. Clearly not, if in 2024 we're still using Jeffrey Schlupp as our substitute. But look, maybe he was probably vindicated by the substitutes, because we nearly won the game, and some might argue should have won the game with a disallowed goal at the end. So maybe he's vindicated in lots of ways. Listen, on that decision not to give the goal, it's a 50-50 for me, to be honest. If it was at the other end, we'd all be saying it was a foul. But what I would say is we haven't had the rub of the green from the disallowed goal at Eze against Brentford, from penalty we should have against Liverpool. I'm not normally someone to reflect on decisions. We've obviously got loads that we need to sort out at our end, but I do think that we could be 2 points better off and should be 2 points better off based on refereeing decisions at least, and that would obviously make us more comfortable. But we've just not been given anything. The other thing I would say is, why do some teams get like an FBI style investigation into their decisions from VAR? It takes like 2-3 minutes, and we just get like 5 seconds of that. Like, surely that warranted being looked at more than 5 minutes, because I'll be honest, I've watched it a few times and I still really don't know. But I think that's where the issue was. If he had given the goal, I think it would have stood. But I just don't think there was enough for them to disallow it. For them to overrule the decision, and we are 2-2. Is it a good result? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I did say before this game, given our injury situation, that probably 4 points from Wolves and Fulham would be quite good. I think this draw will look better if we can beat Fulham. It's going to be tough because Hughes is now suspended as well, so we need to make sure that Doucouré and Kamada do not do contact training next week, because they are two options in the central midfield. And Fulham will be a very interesting game. I think it'll be a much more interesting barometer of where we are, if I'm honest, because I thought Spurs were very Spursy last week and were very under par. Villa were obviously a disjointed team because they had left certain players out. And then Wolves to be our bottom of the league, and that showed it at times today. They played nice football at times, but really that's a game, really, if we had Eze and Wharton, that we win. And that's frustrating, but we do come out with a point. Can we back it up with a win against Fulham? It's a big game. It's a big game. Man of the match for me, I'm going to go... I'll give a special mention to Dean Henderson. 2 big saves he made. But for me, I'm going to go with Hughes, even though he did get that unnecessary yellow card and he looked annoyed with himself. And it does leave us in the lurch. I just think he is manning that midfield so well in the absence of Wharton. And, Doucouré came on for a bit, but he's not fit. Jefferson Lerma, he is being an absolute... he's being unbelievable for us at the moment, because without him, we'd be in all kinds of trouble. And his challenges were crucial. His positional sense was brilliant today. The positions he was taking up, and his use of the ball was good as well. So I'll give Hughes man of the match. I think Henderson made a couple of important saves. Let me know who your man of the match is below. Up and down days for Guéhi and Chalobah, really. Obviously, they both got goals, but then there was a few things that the goals were a bit suspect. So I think for me, Hughes man of the match. Let me know your man of the match in the comments below. Let me know your rating for Glasner in the comments below as well. And let me know your thoughts on Fulham. Who would you play in central midfield? Surely it's Doucouré and Hughes. It's the only option. We got